Today on the Hampton Roadshow, thinking about going back to school, the folks from Bryan and Stratton College are here with some great ideas on how you can get started on a new career path, so no more excuses. Plus, our career engineer is here with some strategies on how you can shift your job search into high gear. On this week's Tracy Tries It, our Face of Fox hits the shooting range. Find out if he's right on target right now on the Hampton Roadshow.
If it's in Hampton Roads, it's on the Hampton Roads Show.
Welcome to the Hampton Roadshow on this Monday morning. Our live audience today is from Norfolk Collegiate School. Coming up a little bit later, we're going to find out about their Oxwell Art Show. It's opening this weekend and you're invited.
And good morning, everyone. Happy Monday, big weekend. We're going to talk all about it.
It was a big weekend. There's a lot of things to talk about, too. I mean, we could just call it like, we're just going to try to do a quick roundup of all the headlines. Politics first. Newt Gingrich won huge in South Carolina. Mitt Romney was ahead by like 10 points in the, Newt Gingrich was behind by 10 points in the polls and then beat Mitt Romney by 12 points, who was expected to win. Romney now saying, okay, I'm going to make my tax returns available now. He had said he had so much pressure to do it, and he said, you know, I'll do it in April when everybody else is kind of coughing up their financial information for tax purposes. But, you know, you got to wonder, after he lost to Newt Gingrich, suddenly he's willing to put his tax returns out there online.
Maybe scrambling a little bit.
Yeah. The other big headline, Gabrielle Giffords has decided she's going to step down. She posted a message on YouTube to her constituents and supporters saying she feels like it's best for Arizona if she step away from her congressional seat, focus on her recovery. She also said she'd be back. And one of the last things she's going to do as a congresswoman is go back and hold that same event where she was almost a year ago, where she was shot in the head and 6 people were killed and it was just others injured. Just a terrible day, but she wants to go back to that shopping center and she wants to have her meet and greet with her constituents and close the loop on that in the way she wanted to, and then she's gonna back away.
She looks amazing though. Still, her recovery's been awesome.
She does. And then, of course, sad news that Coach Joe Paterno passed away. You know, and the cause of death was lung cancer. I mean, he was diagnosed with lung cancer about 2 months ago. But a lot of people speculating that a broken heart didn't help either. Yeah. You know, after he was fired from Penn State, where he was the coach for 50 years, he said all he loved in his life was his family and football. And, you know, when he was fired, said he had to try to get used to the idea of not being coach anymore. And a lot of folks saying, you know, yes, lung cancer is a serious and deadly disease, and of all the cancers, one of the most difficult to beat. But a lot of folks, you know, feel like that sadness may have played a part in his death.
So much to talk about, all those serious subjects. A little lighter note, Super Bowl 46 has been set. We got the New England Patriots and the New York Giants will be facing off in Indianapolis very soon. And both games yesterday, the NFC and AFC championships, were kind of won by misplays. A couple of goats. Billy Cundiff misses a 32-yard field goal for the Ravens, and they're out of it. And then in overtime, Kyle Williams fumbles the ball at the 20 for the Niners, and then the Giants kick a field goal, and that's how it ended. So both games had some goats in it. Unfortunately for them, heroes and goats. But we've got the Giants and the Patriots squaring off for Super Bowl champions, and should be interesting as we lead up to Super Bowl. But
They've met before.
They have met before with the Giants winning.
And a hometown Hampton Roads native making the big play, Plexico
Burress gets the game winner. So
I'm pulling for the Giants because of Eli Manning and his ties to New Orleans. So that's how I'm picking my
well, when your team's not in it, you do kind of have to do this. You got to 6 degrees of separation back to what matters.
Figure out who's connected to what. So I'm like, all right, Giants. So that'll be a cool matchup. And really quick, I would just want to throw this little disclaimer out there. Everyone knows that we do I Am Hampton Roads, well, that segment that runs on Thursdays. So we're going to be ready for the big game week leading up to Super Bowl. So I want to profile. I want to find the biggest Giants fan out there. I want to find the biggest Patriots fan out there. So if you know someone out there who has a man cave, or it could be a female too, and you have pictures and you just follow the game, send me an email, arion.arambureau@wavy.com. You can find that on the website, wavy.com, under About People. But I'm trying to find, I'm putting it out there.
Looking for the biggest fan in Hampton
Roads.
Roads.
Fan in Hampton Roads.
You'll have a few people step forward for sure.
I think so. There's a lot of folks, a lot of transplants in this area. I know there's a small army of Patriots fans in the area.
And there's a bunch of Redskins fans in the area too, and they're having a little bit of solace. They beat the Giants twice this year, the Redskins. So it makes you wonder, are the Giants really that good if the Redskins can beat them twice?
They were good games, so let's just hope the Super Bowl
is
as good a game as both these playoff games were like nail biters.
Yes, I feel sorry for Ravens fans today. They were that close.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for them too. Separate issue from my joy over the fact that the Pats are going on.
You don't feel sorry for them at all.
Yeah, sure I do.
You can't. You won. Your team is in the big game.
But as a Boston sports fan, and this probably is more about the Red Sox and the Patriots, I mean, you know, disappointment is something that I get it. No. I get it.
You get it.
Somebody always has to be disappointed for somebody else to be happy.
Well, anyone who goes to a football game, you know how you see people just painted in their bodies and everything with makeup or whatever. So that's just kind of my cool segue to go into our next hot topic. But anyone who watches Jersey Shorts, a reality show, knows Snooki. So on the left, or actually on the right, that's how you're normally used to seeing her, just total makeup, eyeliner, lipstick. Well, she tweeted a picture last weekend of her wearing no makeup at all, and to be honest, I think she looks much better going natural. So we just wanted to pose the question, ladies, do you feel comfortable? Would you just run out of the house, and would you be comfortable just not wearing any makeup? Does it take you a long time to put makeup on? Men, do you prefer women with makeup, without makeup?
Yeah.
Some people, it's a comfort for them to wear makeup. Some women I know just can't go out without having an eyeliner or a lip gloss, and then some women are just like, I'm out the door. Probably a lot of moms with kids or whatnot. You know, we have to wear makeup.
Why is it got to be moms with kids?
Moms with kids. I guess I could run out and not wear makeup. No, but we wear makeup for this job. But it is one thing when you go home, it's just like you want to just take it all off.
I do not
care.
If you shop at Harris Teeter in Norfolk, you know I don't care.
And without makeup, and Carrie asked, she was like, would you go on or would you show a picture of yourself without makeup? I'm like, heck yeah. And you're just going to see all the million freckles that I have.
Well, I'm actually purposely done it for our studio audience here. Norfolk Collegiate has invited me a couple times for a sleeping beauty program they do with their middle school girls, and it's just a whole program about body image and the media's influence on it. So I bring my face with me in a box, and I put it in front of them, and I say, there you go. But I go without, just so they can be reminded of, just in case, they're looking at women in television and magazines and, thinking they need to compare or compete, to know that, they have to realize how much kind of, goes into that.
You're a man.
I'm kind of quiet in this whole subject. I think men think that less is more. Sometimes, if you go too heavy, it's just too much.
Yeah.
So less is more, and if you can go without, that's okay.
Do you think Snooki looks better without?
I think she looks more natural, and I think men are drawn to natural beauty. I think when it's artificial and made up, it's just too much.
Yeah.
I was drawn to my wife because I think she's a natural beauty. She wakes up in the morning, she looks outstanding. She wears very little makeup, and she can pull it off. She has really fair skin, and she stayed away from the sun. She's been very smart about that. So, but not everyone's as lucky. I mean, she's lucky.
Well, plus, there are some women who can pull it off, but if they don't think they can pull it off, it does come down to how you feel, or how little you care,
or
how for us after 5 mornings in a row of having to put on makeup and having to put on a lot just because of television. Come Saturday, Sunday, for date night and stuff, I'll go out to a restaurant, but if it's just kids' sports or errands or whatever.
Summertime, too. That's the best. You just get out and go.
Don't you agree? Don't you like that break from makeup on Saturday morning?
Well, if you see me on Sunday, I got a full beard and there's a cap on. So, but I'm a man. Men don't really care how we look, and we're really,
But for this job,
we're not really thrilled about it.
You have to do a little,
Absolutely. I'm not real happy about. That's like I say, the worst drawback of the job is putting on a makeup. A man with makeup, it just doesn't work. But then again, we have to do it, and come Sunday or Monday, Saturday, I'm not wearing any makeup. I'm not. I don't shower for weeks at a time. I just don't want to get near it.
Awkward.
But we can make it more awkward. We can bring Jeremy Wheeler.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Poor Jeremy's got to follow that.
Chris doesn't want to reveal his makeup regimen. We'll just ask Jeremy.
Right.
What his makeup regimen is.
Right.
Clearly, it is a lot. But send us your comments on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at HR_show. We put the picture there of Snooki without makeup to tell us what you think of that. What do you think? Do you think she looks better with Makeup without makeup? You saw.
Yeah, I caught a glimpse of it real quick. I don't know if we can pop it back up just for me.
She's better looking than I thought without the makeup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not judgmental when it comes to women. I don't do that.
Because sometimes you think all that makeup is to like maybe hide the fact that maybe she's not naturally pretty, but she's a prettier girl than I thought.
She is, yeah. She's
photo
big,
too,
like almond eyes.
She looks like she just woke up in the photo without the makeup, if I recall. So, maybe she, got up, we washed her face a little bit and walked around, maybe she wouldn't be showing the same kind of photo. So maybe that played a little part in it as well. Yeah, there we go. See, yeah, it looks like on the left, it looks like she just woke up, got on the computer.
But see,
said,
her
hey,
eyes, you can't even see how big and beautiful that they are because she has all that black eyeliner on the top and it makes them smaller.
See, you take the pictures and you cram them together and you get something in the middle. I think there's a good happy medium there. But on the left and on the right, I think it's just a little too far on the ends. So something in the middle, just like the the person is supposed to get the ball in the goal post, which Ravens didn't make him.
Billy cut. He used to play for Dallas.
Yeah,
and they cut him because he couldn't make them.
I heard he had a good year, but
poor guy.
You got to make him in the clutch.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see what we got going on for weather, and lots of folks this morning. We had the drizzle and the fog was pretty bad out there. Now that's starting to improve a little bit, but now there's some showers trying to come in from the west. We could catch a few of those. Temperatures will be in the lower 60s. At least we got some warmer temperatures. Warmer temperatures tomorrow as well. A few early showers. The rest of the day will be pretty nice. Wednesday, 52, mostly sunny, looking good, pretty good there. And then 60 on Thursday. Warm temperatures next several days, even with the cool downs. I mean, this is still above the average of 48. Unbelievable. All right, so let's take a look at the pop quiz for the day. Here we go. Which of the following cities does not have an airport? Melfa, Newport News, Manteo, Portsmouth. Check it out. You'll be surprised.
An airport.
An airport.
For planes.
Yeah, for planes.
Is this like a does not
have an airport.
So Chopper 10's helipad out back does not count as an airport.
No, that's a helipad. That's not an airport. Good point.
I didn't think about that one.
But that
all right,
count.
well, if you know the answer, today's winner will receive a family 4-pack of passes to an advanced screening of Big Miracle starring Drew Barrymore this Saturday.
All right, we gave you a lot to chime in on at Twitter at HR_show or our Facebook page. Still ahead, our Facebook's Tracy Page. Who gave Tracy a gun? Who thought that was a good idea? All right, we'll find out if he's on target, a little downrange. It's harder than it looks. We'll see how he does on this week's Tracy Tries It.
And thinking about going back to school, but not sure what kind of career options you may have, the folks from Bryan and Stratton College are here with the scoop on some of their new specialized degrees.
And we're back on the Hampton Road Show. Kids say the darndest things, and so do grown-ups. And even though there's that old rhyme that says, sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me, it's not necessarily true, especially when it comes to that parent-child relationship. Joining us now from Hampton Healthy Families Partnership is Paris Harris. She's a family support worker to talk about how you can love your child with words and what to do when those inevitable, not-so-shining moments happen to do the repair work. Thanks for being with us on the Hampton Road Show. I know one of the first things that you want people to know is that those words are very important. Do you think people underestimate children in terms of what they truly hear and what sticks with them?
Yes, all the time, because so often people just say whatever and they really don't think about the ramifications, but words do hurt. And when you're a child and you listen to those words and you listen to them continuously, they can be very detrimental to your self-worth, to your self-concept, just to your self-esteem. So you always want to make sure whenever you're talking to children that those words are positive, encouraging, and nurturing, so that you will get the best positive result.
There was a statistic in the information that you provided that I thought was just mind-blowing, that there was a study where children were followed in their homes, and somebody was recording negative messages to positive. They heard in the average home 432 negative message, 32 positive statements a day. But you know, you have to, don't you have, if a child's going to the stove, don't you have to say, don't stop? How else could we be conveying those messages that are necessary for their safety?
Well, yes, you can do, yes, don't leave that alone, stop doing that, but that so often becomes the language.
Sure.
Let's do this instead of that. Let's try this instead of that. Let's do this together. Because kids are just curious creatures. They always want to do what you don't want them to do. And your mind can't ignore a don't. So if somebody says, don't do this, of course they're going to want to do it. And so for parents, it becomes, don't do that, leave that alone, stop doing that, get off that, don't touch that. But instead, you can just create an environment that's nurturing so that you don't have as many don't do, leave that alone, by actually safety proofing as far as what you mentioned.
Sure.
Just as far as safety proofing so that there's not an opportunity or the environment is not right for them to touch things that they shouldn't touch.
Or I want you to sit instead of don't stand in the chair. I want you to sit down.
Exactly.
So
it's just all about reframing it.
Yeah. So what about those times, and inevitably there are those times as parents where maybe you lose your temper and you know that you said something hurtful. What's the best thing to do afterward? Do you move on like it didn't happen? Do you be extra nice? Or do you address it? Is it okay to apologize to a child?
You need to address it because kids need to learn how to make amends. They need to know how to say, oops, I made a mistake. And they learn what they live. And if they live in a life where they never hear you say, oh, I'm sorry, they never learn to say, oh, I'm sorry. So they need to hear those words. It's nothing wrong with, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. That's taking ownership and responsibility for the things that you do. So it's sending a double message.
How do you work with parents who maybe are from a different generation or a different experience, who feel like apologizing to a child undermines their power, shows that underbelly that, you know, you're not ever supposed to do that?
Well, as for me, as a family support worker, I model it. It's very easy to say, that's not what we say, and that's not what we do, and that's not what I've done with children. But when you see it being effective with your children and other people modeling it, you're much more likely to do it yourself. So when I go out and I talk to families, I always stay in a positive frame of mind, and I always accentuate the positive, because the world is so negative and there are so many negative things. You can always say, oh, you're dumb, or you're stupid, or it's ridiculous that you do that. But it's so much better to say, oh, you are wonderful, you are amazing, you are incredible, I am so excited about all the wonderful things that you can do and the things that you say and all the things that you're learning. I'm really, really happy and I love you. So if you hear, I'm happy, I love you, all those things all the time, that'll cancel out maybe a not nice thing that you said. If you hear way more positives than you do negatives, then it will even itself out, and you'll produce that healthy, confident, well-rounded, just loving, nurturing person that you want.
And enjoy your children more. Negative relationships are stressful.
So yes, they are.
All right, so there's the challenge. Take that 432 to 32 and turn it around.
Yes.
All right, thanks for the good advice. If you'd like more information, you can contact the Healthy Families Partnership at their website, hampton.gov/healthyfamilies, or you can call 727-1300.
All right, in the Buzz Center with my boy, Chris.
Your boy and my girl, Ariane.
Yo, yo.
We love to nurture football here at the Hampton Roads Show.
Good games, good games.
Very good games.
I'm going to pull for the Giants because Eli Manning's ties to New Orleans. We just want to know, what do you think of the matchup?
Billy Cundiff missing a 32-yarder for Baltimore.
Yeah.
Now the Giants and the New England Patriots are in the big game, Super Bowl 46 in Indianapolis in 2 weeks.
Went into overtime, too.
Yeah.
See, I thought the Patriots, or not the Patriots, the 49ers would have had a chance to score after the field goal, but they...
No, they'd already gotten the ball. They had already gotten the ball, so that nullified that. Okay, so not everybody's a football fan. Harry Brogan wrote in, I didn't watch and I don't care. Okay, Becky Dowd, once a New Yorker, always a New Yorker. Go Giants! Upstate, that is. What about the Buffalo Bills? Come on, Becky. Christopher Michael Hodge, I don't watch it either, but gotta say, Rob Lowe called it when he was on Ellen last week. I think the Giants deserve the win. I don't know why. And PJ Hunter, I wanted to see the Niners and the Ravens in the Super Bowl, so not happy about the repeat. I was hoping for the Ball Bowl as well as John and Jim Harbaugh. So
for the Saints in the Super Bowl. Everybody, like Harrison, you just have to find your team and you have to pick. I just would like to see a great game, too. And the commercials I'm looking forward to seeing. Also, our other hot topic was about to wear makeup or not to wear makeup. That is the question. Snooki, if any of you watch Jersey Shore, the big reality show, and all they do is like tan, go to the gym, and all that good stuff, she tweeted a picture of herself without makeup. There it is right there on the left. We just wanted to know, do you think she looks better with or without? Warren on Facebook says without. Cassie says she's so much prettier without it. Kim says, I don't wear a whole lot of makeup anyway, so I can go with or without. Cherry Ball says, wow, she looks completely different and so good. keep it natural. Heather Dameron says, I wear makeup maybe once or twice a year. Wow, that saves you money because makeup is expensive. And then finally, Mike Barnett says, without makeup, inner beauty is better than outer beauty.
Natural beauty is what men really like to see. Natural beauty and confidence. But then again, a little bit on might make, you know. A little bit goes a little ways.
Wait a minute now.
Just a little bit.
Hold up. Time out.
I know.
Back.
I know.
Stroke.
I'm sort of straddling the fence here, but that's okay.
Sorry.
All right, still ahead, our Face of Fox Tracy Page finds out if he's a good shot or not as he heads to the shooting range, everybody.
Oh, boy.
Run for the hills. Tracy Tries It is coming up.
But first, our executive producer, Stephanie Cook, went to the movie to see Red Tails. It was talked about all weekend. She's going to join us with her review next.
And don't forget our pop quiz. You can win a family 4-pack of passes to an advanced screening of Big Miracle starring Drew Barrymore this Saturday. Just log on to HamptonRoadshow.com. Click on the pop quiz button on the top right-hand corner of your screen.
Welcome back to the Hampton Road Show. Our live audience today is from Norfolk Collegiate School's Off the Wall Art Show. It opens Friday and it features more than just visual arts. Joining me now to tell us more about it is the Off the Wall co-chair Diana Blanchard-Gross. And thanks to you and to everybody from coming over from Norfolk Collegiate School today. We've already been talking about you guys in the chat today, so it's nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Tell me about Off the Wall, what it's for, who's invited.
Off the Wall is a wonderful art show and sale over at Norfolk Collegiate, like you mentioned. 70 juried artists, glass, pottery, painting, fiber, a little bit of everything. It opens on Friday, January 27th. We have a ticketed event that's Friday. And that's our kind of evening with the artists and friends, $50, and it's just a great way. We have just wonderful art. It's a commission so that the artists make money and the school makes money. So we really hope that people come out and support us and buy art and have a good time.
What kinds of things for the portion that goes to the school does that money enable Collegiate to do?
The money helps, where tuition doesn't, as far as, some of our sports programs, annual fund. So it really helps us a lot, and it helps the kids because we're really trying to foster more arts in the school. So we're building a new center for the arts. So we're really trying to encourage people to think about how art enriches our lives every day.
I'd heard about the new Performing Arts Center. You can kind of see the progress already as you're driving up and down on Granby Street. But I think a lot of times, some kids really need the art to bolster their math education, arts and music and things like that. So it's nice that it's still a priority at Norfolk Collegiate too.
Exactly. Where a lot of other schools are cutting out art and music, we're celebrating it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it's seen as kind of an extra sometimes and not really integral to the rest of a child's education.
Exactly.
So what else is going on with the art show that people need to know?
Well, we have a wonderful event on Saturday, January 28th. We have Art of Cuisine, where we're having culinary and pastry demonstrations by chefs from Bardo, Sage Dining, Tara and Beth. That's from noon to 3. Also, then we have open house, free to the public for the community to come in. That's from 12 to 4 on Saturday. Sunday, it's from 1 to 4, and then Monday through Wednesday, it's from 9 to 5. So the public can come, enjoy the art, see something that they like. We have a whole range of prices, so there's something really for everyone there. So we encourage the community to come and take a look.
All right. Well, don't worry if you didn't get all of the details about the events, because there are many happening over the entire weekend and spilling into the week. It opens Friday, January 27th at Norfolk Collegiate's Lower School on Tidewater Drive. You can visit norfolkcollegiate.org/art show or call 480-2348, and we'll also put the information at thehamptonroadshow.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, you may have the will to go to college, but not the finances to make the way, but you have some options. This is Beth Murphy from Bryan and Stratton College, State Director of Virginia Colleges, with more on how you can actually afford college. Beth, welcome back to the Hampton Road Show. 2012 is well underway, and Beth, many people are still torn between needing a better job and having the finances available to get an education, to get a better life. What do you tell adults who may want to go back to college but may not afford it?
I would just ask them, how can they not afford to do it? You need the job. Today's market is more competitive. Higher education is required to be successful. And certainly, college is an investment. But there are so many options available, and if you come in and talk to a financial aid advisor, you'll learn things like federal funding and matching scholarships, things you didn't even know existed.
Let's talk about a scholarship matching program. It sounds like an awesome deal, and the financial aid that's available. Tell me about the matching program.
The matching program is that there are certain scholarships that Bryan and Stratton College will actually match dollar for dollar. And again, what is great about Bryan and Stratton College is that you can come in and actually sit down with an expert who can take you through all of the monies that are available to you.
You say matching dollar for dollar. How is that possible, and how do people get started with that?
Well, what's nice is that Bryan and Stratton College has funds available, and it's just a matter of coming in and seeing if you qualify and just talking through that whole process.
Okay, a lot of parents out there, a lot of people want to go back, are parents, but they have kids, and there's other ways that they just can't get the opportunity, but you guys will help them out with the children, won't you?
Well, certainly. And what's nice about Bryan and Stratton College is that we do have students who are working and balancing family, and so we set up a whole structure to support our students. Things like weekend classes, evening classes, online classes. For child care, as you mentioned, we have an on-site child minding center. So you can be in classes and your child is taken care of right there on campus.
Okay, a lot of parents out there have kids in high school who are going to be graduating really soon in May. They need to get started now. What would you advise them to do?
Okay, and I know parents start freaking out when they think, how are we going to figure out how to finance the education? And you start looking at all the paperwork, and it's a lot. But here's what I encourage. Bryan and Stratton College does have financial aid advisors on site, but we also partner with FAFSA, which is across Virginia financial aid experts who come to a location. They happen to be at Bryan and Stratton, Virginia Beach, and they will sit down and talk to the parents and the students how to get through all that paperwork. Of course, the most critical thing is to fill out your taxes. Get those taxes started now. But they will walk you through that whole process. So
it's a first come, first serve on the free funds. So you act now. The semester begins when, and how important is it to get started now?
The semester starts May 2nd, and the spring semester is one of my favorite because it's a little bit more relaxed. But the one kicker is that you do have to have your taxes filed. So I do encourage you, if you're thinking about starting in May, to get that ball rolling. Start filing your taxes, reach out to us so we can start talking about that admissions process.
You have a very rewarding job. You've seen so many success stories. Can you give you a few? I mean, are you seeing many graduates going on to bigger and better things?
Chris, 90% of our grads got jobs in their chosen field last year. I can't imagine anything more rewarding. And what's wonderful is that these individuals wanted rewarding careers, they have found them, and we've linked them with employers. So we're meeting the employer needs of this area too.
Bryan and Stratton College, there are two locations, one in Virginia Beach and one in Hampton. You can find out more. Go to www.bryantstratton.edu, or you can find them on Facebook, or also just look and call them at 757-499-7900. Beth Murphy with Bryan and Stratton College. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, still ahead on the Hampton Roadshow, career engineer Francina Harrison is here with some strategies on how to do a smarter job search.
We have a right to fight for our country, the same as every other American. So you shut us down.
History and patriotism ring loud and clear in the new film Red Tails. Our executive producer and film fanatic Stephanie Cook joins us with her review next.
It was a gray and dreary weekend, so it was a perfect time to get out and see a movie. So let's check in with a box office review. This weekend, film critic Stephanie Cook went to see Red Tails.
I did.
What'd you think?
Well, you know, the story itself is one that every American should know. It's the story of the 332nd Fighter Group, made up of Tuskegee Airmen, the black pilots who flew and fought with distinction in World War II. It picks up with the pilots at an airbase in Italy running recon and flights and blowing up ammunition on the ground, but they want more, and some of them feel what they're doing just doesn't matter.
Don't never have it break on.
Questions, gentlemen?
Does it really matter, sir?
Lights up.
Here we go.
What was your question?
What we do, how well we do it, does it matter?
And you all thought what? You'd sign up, you get shiny boots, a uniform, and that'd be the end of 100 years of bigotry. You're colored men in the white man's army. It's a miracle you're flying fighters in Italy and not mopping latrines in Milwaukee. Any of you feel otherwise, any of you want to wash yourselves out, well, Negro, please do so. I'll have you on the next thing smoking back home to make room for the men who want to stand and fight. Get your head up, son. You're fighter pilots. Watch the rest of the film. Learn something.
Well, fighting fascism overseas and racism back home, these brave men fought to change the course of history. When they are finally given the chance at a forward mission providing cover for bombers on drop runs, they step up and they shine, completely knocking down a study cited by their superiors that Africans can't work technical machinery. Along their way to glory in this film, some characters are confronted with other parts of life in wartime, namely romance, alcohol, and bar fights. These elements try to give the characters some dimension, but they are written so flatly that they can barely stand up. The screenplay, written by John Ridley and Aaron Magruder, could have used a warmer touch in a movie that seems meant to honor and inspire and invokes little emotion for them, and the dialogue, when it is there, mostly it's speeches, it just doesn't add up to much more than a lot of cliches from that time period. Honestly, as I watched the film unfold, except for the fighting scenes, I felt more like the script, it felt to me more like the script for a high school play than a major motion picture script. The actors include David Oyelowo, Nate Parker, Neo, Tristan Wilds, and Michael B. Jordan as the key pilots, and Terrence Howard and Cuba Gooding Jr. as the officers who lead them. There are some very likable performances that keep the film from seeming all history lesson. Some key interactions, too, in the air are among the only emotion and invoking scenes that are in the film. The action sequences are top-notch, the special effects are amazing, and they should be since they are coming directly out of Lucasfilms. I even read that the cockpits in the movie were CG, which is amazing. George Lucas has called this his passion project in a number of interviews, saying he had challenges getting a film with an all-black cast financed in Hollywood. He ultimately financed it with his own millions of dollars. So bravo to Lucas for taking on such a film and bringing this story to a wide non-television audience, because we've seen it before on TV. I will insist, though, that my children see this movie for its historical significance, and based on box office results this weekend, it clearly has an audience that wants to see it. I hope the money people in Hollywood will take notice to this, but as a movie reviewer, I can't overlook the critical faults, especially the screenplay that failed on so many levels to tell the whole story of some of the most inspiring Americans to have flown and fought for our country. On the merits of movie making. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
It is an amazing story, and I wish that it was a better movie telling the story.
So a very good movie, not a great movie, but certainly an important movie.
Yep.
How many cookies you giving it?
2 cookies.
2
On
cookies.
movie making.
Right.
On movie making.
But an important movie nonetheless.
Very important.
Okay. Thanks, Stephanie. Great job.
All right, well, looking to kick your career into high gear, career engineer Francina Harrison is back with us with some strategies on how to improve your job hunt. First, let's just get this out the way with your Patriots scarf. She had to have that on, so clearly we know who you're going for along with Terry. But welcome back, 2012.
Yeah.
All right, what do we need to do to make the job hunt just full force?
Well, you know what we did, we put some things out on Twitter, hey folks, what made you struggle in 2011, what do you need to not repeat 2012? Got a lot of responses, but I picked 3 that I thought probably would echo what a lot of folks are feeling. So I had a fella in Germany, actually from Twitter. Yeah, one of his biggest challenges is finding that blend of a good job, making good money, and taking care of your family, quality of life for your family. So one thing I want folks to do this year is you're stepping out there to push. Always negotiate. Folks think you can't negotiate because it's a lousy market. Please know you need to negotiate. I always have the positioning of select versus settling. Some of us just, I got me a piece of job. Let me just sell it. If you believe you have a game, you're in a position to select. So, but always negotiate.
And you'd probably be surprised at the results too.
You would be surprised that you can get a better deal, a better offer. So, folks, you can't have the quality and the money and the job you love, but you got to always negotiate. David Lee, actually out of Richmond, a veteran, was sharing his struggles as a veteran getting hired. So, to all our veterans out there, still you have to wow the decision makers, but you can go to joiningforces.gov, joiningforces.gov. Lots of companies are looking to hire vets, but vets you still have to wow the employer. You
That's
can't just
just
because you're a
won't get you in the
veteran.
door, yeah.
Don't mean you're getting
That's
a job.
key.
You have
That's
to have good skills.
Okay.
And someone from California who wanted to be anonymous said, you know what she needed in 2012? A job. Just finding
a job.
Finding a job. So I have these 5 Ps.
Okay.
A gamers. Performance, your posture, your purpose, positioning, and persistence. Those 5 Ps in A game fashion will help you get hired in 2012.
One's not more important over the other, but I know persistence is key, though, because a lot of times you're out there, but then you feel defeated when you're not getting responses back, you're not getting the job. How important is it to just push through when you feel like I'm not getting anything?
Push through, have a targeted plan. Know the 30 companies you want to hit, or the top 50, or your top 10. Make sure you're persistent to get in front of the right folks with the right skills, with the right A game. So it's not just anywhere and everywhere. Have a plan, work your plan, don't quit.
All right, we're still in the beginning of the new year. Always good to have some great advice. Of course, to learn more about the career engineer, you can always visit her online, www.tcenow.com. You're also on LinkedIn, and as you mentioned, you're on Twitter, Facebook.
Find it all on TCE Now.
All right, thank you so much.
Patriots.
You're digging that fashion statement,
I
aren't
am.
you?
Yes, I really am.
Francina, good job.
All right, still ahead on the Hampton Road to our Face to Fox. Tracy Page heads for the shooting range. Take cover. We'll see if he's a good shot or not. Next on this week's Tracy Page.
We're in trouble next.
It's so
Snooki, makeup, Super Bowl, politics, Paterno. We're going all over the place. Go ahead, Francina.
She's learning that to me. It was on Monday morning, sometimes if you're busy with like kids and things like that, you miss news, or if you're just watching football. So on Monday morning, it's very easy to just do like a news, kind of like a newsmaker's roundup. I was in Raleigh, North Carolina on Sunday morning when I heard that Newt Gingrich had won in South Carolina.
A little bit of a surprise.
Yes, and Jason says, just remember, South Carolina's primary has predicted the last Republican candidates for the last 2 decades. He says, I think.
Going back to 1980.
All right. Mike said the Newt over Romney headline grabbed him the most. He also was talking about Joe Paterno. He's saying you'd have to figure at 85 years old with lung cancer, he was not going to survive for a long, long time. But we were asking folks, how much do you think heartbreak also may have played in his very sad passing? He says Ms. Giffords would not be able to serve the way she did, so it was no surprise there either that she was, stepping down, and she said that she would be back. Let's see. Chris says she used to live in Tucson. She said she was 3 miles from the shooting that day, and she said listening to Gabby speak at an event just 2 months prior had a huge effect on her. She said she's one of those few who really does care about the people. She's very genuine. She said it was a very sad day in the city that day with many to follow. She said it's understandable that she had to take a step down. And she said she wishes her continued recovery and one day that she will be back at it.
Yeah. And since you've had this fashion statement, we'll talk a little bit of Super Bowl. The Giants and the New England Patriots are scheduled to play for all the marbles. And Mike Hart, he said he was sending play-by-play emails to my husband out on Lincoln because his favorite team are the Niners. I was very disappointed when they had to send the last one that they did not win. Of course, a lot of Niners fans and Ravens fans not happy today, but what can you say? Giants and Patriots fans,
I
how
know,
you
that's
feeling?
Fantastic. We're feeling great. So you, listen, tell everybody on board USS Abraham Lincoln that we said, what's up?
What's
and
up?
thank goodness for Armed Forces Radio and Television.
That's right.
My alma mater, they'll get to see the big game.
Cool.
Okay, we've got to stop talking.
All right, well, today is, what's today, Tracy?
It's Tracy
It's
Tries It.
Monday, of course, so that means it's time
It's
for
Tracy
another
Tries It. It's not Monday, it's Tracy Tries It.
Okay. It's Tracy Tries It.
Now, you know I'm always up for a challenge, right?
Yes.
You know this more than anybody. So, for this segment, I was presented with a true challenge through a little target practice at a local gun range. Hey, Hampton Roads, it's me, T. Page, and I'm here for another segment of Tracy Tries It. Today I'm at the Norfolk County Rifle Range, where I am going to be taking a shot at the gun range. Today I have Joe, and he's going to be teaching me everything I need to know about shooting a gun safely.
Safety is always number one and first and foremost. Number one is we always want to keep the gun, the muzzle pointed in a safe direction.
Yes.
This is the business end of the gun. Safe direction for us today is always going to be, which way is that? Downrange.
Yeah.
That's right, downrange. So after we finish shooting, handling the firearm, we're going to put it down with the muzzle pointed downrange. Number two, trigger finger.
Yes.
Straight and off the trigger.
Yes. If you're not ready to use it, straight ahead.
That's right. So we want to, it's a good thing, index your finger up on this button here, on that button here. Put it here, put it there, but don't put it here until we're ready to shoot. This is the bang switch. We want to keep our finger off the trigger until we're ready to shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to go over some of the fundamentals of shooting. I told you about aiming and then loading procedures, and then we're going to go ahead and put some shots downrange on that target.
Yeah.
Can you do it?
I hope so. I think so. Yeah, I know I can. I can do it.
All right, that's better. I can do. Remember how I told you how to hold it, okay? Watch your thumbs. Thumbs over underneath. There you go. Okay? You can use that thumb to remove the safety, but let's get on target. How do you feel?
Pretty
Good?
good.
Okay. Let's remove the safety. Down. Wipe it down. You good? All right, let's get on target. All right, breathe, and you can take the shot when you're ready. Front sight post.
Okay.
Press and hold. All right, let's do it again. Release, till it goes click.
Okay.
Press. Good, all right. So there you go. Now, front sight post, you're just aiming about over here, right? Good. All right, the reference was the paper, okay? You know, it shoots a little different for everybody. You want to try it again? Sure. A little bit of a different target?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, front sight, trigger press, follow through, one shot at a time. Breathe. Breathe. There you go.
Yeah,
much tighter. Much tighter than the other one was.
Yeah.
You got it going up. All right.
I had fun shooting at the Norfolk County Rifle Range. My shooting was so good, in fact, that I was able to shoot a playing card in half edgeways. So until next time, Hampton Roads, I'm Tracy, and I tried it.
Nice. Wow. That was some, and you have the proof?
Do I? But yeah, I was. I really didn't think I was going to do that great. As you know, I have keratoconus. So I was working with one good eye. One good eye. Yeah. So and it's my photographer Pat actually has a.
Pat shot on that.
Yeah, Pat did all across the top there. I did, of course, the center in this corner over here, which is
and then
really well. And these playing cards was really cool. So I grazed this one, didn't quite get this one, but these two.
Cut them in half.
I finally, this is my last one. I shot this one in half, so
that's pretty good.
I had a really great time.
Noticeably more serious in your demeanor for this Tracy Tries It, which I guess is pretty appropriate. I mean, you spent a lot of time on safety and setup.
A lot of time spent on safety
before you actually fired one shot.
Yeah, I loved it because he really introduced it more as a sport. I had no idea it's actually an Olympic sport. I had no idea he went beyond safety and just showed that to me, and I think that was the best part. You know, I was in a controlled environment. It was a sport. It wasn't anything dangerous, really.
Right.
So I was able to have fun with it because usually I'm not a gun type of person. So I was great to know that it was a sport. Have fun with it.
All right, good job.
Way to go, Tracy. Way to go.
The Norfolk County Rifle Range does operate under a membership program, but offers several classes and activities that that are open to the public. Archery, a bowling pin match, and most recently a women's league are just a few happenings on the NCRR calendar. To learn more about the NCRR, you can visit Fox43TV.com under the Face of Fox tab, and below this segment of Tracy Tries It, you can find all the information that you're going to need.
And on a side note, though.
And on a side note, a much softer note, I want to give a big shout out to Corey Duzant and Morgan Davis. They welcome a beautiful baby girl. Her name is Layla Brooke. Isn't she gorgeous?
Wow.
She's not
so
Ivy Blue.
Gorgeous.
Carter?
Not Ivy Blue.
She's never going to need to wear makeup.
No.
Pretty little baby.
Yeah. Good job.
Your makeup's looking lovely today, Tracy.
Do you like it? Yes. You know, just going with what God gave me.
All right, we'll be back in just a little bit. Are we going to talk about the answer of pop quiz?
Yeah, let's do that. Pop quiz, here it is. You know, it's a geography one today. Which of the following cities does not have an airport? Melfa, Newport News, Manteo, Portsmouth.
I'm going with Portsmouth.
Yeah.
I'm going with P-Town.
Yeah, you're going with Portsmouth. Okay, I'm very impressed that you got the answer exactly right. Portsmouth is the correct answer. Good job. Yeah, even those small cities there, Melfa and Manteo, have regional airports.
Yep.
So, yeah. But Portsmouth does not.
Very good.
Interesting.
That's why we don't have weather information from here, folks. That's why.
All right.
Now you know.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Well, we had a lively buzz center this morning. Thanks to everybody for chiming in on our hot topic.
Yeah. Hey, the person who won the pop quiz is getting 4 passes to an advanced screening of Big Miracle on Saturday. So congratulations.
Big whale movie.
Hey, I want to thank Francina Harrison for stopping by with her and also with her Patriots scarf. I know you enjoy that.
I do.
Talking about all the big job hunting tips for 2012 to make her hunt successful.
That's right, and thanks to our good friends at Bryan and Stratton College. Get a good new start.
Yep, Norfolk Collegiate, don't forget, they've got a super jam-packed weekend going on with their art show, off-the-wall art show. They've got an open house going on. And if you want more information about how to be kinder to your children, watch what you say, you can find more information at thehamptonroadshow.com from Healthy Families. Have a good morning.